Hey, Royal Family. Welcome to my General Hospital Daytime Drama channel. I am your hostess, the Daytime Drama Queen. Today, I will be reading some more of the comments that you all took your time to send in. Thank you. Now, let's get into it. Tia Morrow wrote, apparently in the next few episodes, Esme is going to drug Spencer and then stage a one-night stand and somehow have Trina walk in on them. Wow. Thank you, Tia. With all the progress that Spencer and Trina has made, I think this is something the new temporary writers conjured up. Thanks. Sandy Moon writes, Ava should have told Sonny a long time ago. I can't see Carly in Maxie's tiny apartment. Thanks for the spoilers. She also says, Esme's meeting with Heather. I can definitely see Esme coming back. Thank you for those comments, Sandy. As for the first one, the cat is out of the bag now. Sonny is involved and someone may come up dead. And I can't see Carly in Maxie's small apartment either. With the two kids, she may choose somewhere else. And Esme meeting with Heather, coming back, I think that Esme never left. She's just keeping on the down low so she can find out all she can before she unleashes her terror. Thank you. Oh, as Marsha Green writes, Esme has been back. She never lost her memory. She is very dangerous. Thank you for your comment, Marsha. Again, Esme is never left. She's just playing on the down low. She has a plan in place and she will carry it out soon. Thank you. That dude 96 says, way to go, Alexis. I was so glad that she told Esme with everyone else would like to tell her that people are just tolerating her. I bet Esme won't run afoul again. Thank you for that dude 96. Hey, that dude. When Esme had that run-in with Alexis, I don't know what she was looking for or what triggered her to go looking for the information. As for Esme not running afoul again, I wouldn't bet on it. Thank you. Marsha Green writes, great review, but can either of them let the other go? I hope Spencer will not leave Trina because Portia wants him out of her daughter's life. Spencer and Trina need to sit down and have a heart-to-heart talk about the situation. A few months ago, he asked Trina how she would feel if she was in a situation with him trying to get custody of his baby brother. Trina needs to tell him just how she feels. She feels left out, and he is not spending time with her. Trina, tell Spencer I want a date night with you and no interruptions with Esme concerning Ace. I made a suggestion and she said, what's right to do? I have in telling her how to take care of Ace. One night out with my man should not be a problem, but it seems like Esme has the problem. Thank you for that, Marsha. Marsha, I don't know why Trina hasn't pulled Spencer apart and tell him that she wants a date with him, no interruptions from Esme, and please turn your phone off when we are out on a date. Thank you. Aisha Martowi Joyho writes, I agree that GH doesn't need to be loaded up with all my children or One Life to Live characters. Just focus on better serving the cast members it already has. Thank you, Aisha. I just read that some cast members from Ryan's Hope are coming to GH. I don't even remember Ryan's Hope. Yeah, I agree with you. Focus on the cast members that you already have and move that Sprina storyline along. Oof. Andrea Wahlberg says, I was not watching GH for a while, but I came and looked at your comment video. August is the month is going to be telling, yet for Trina and Spencer. Let's see if the writers are listening to the fans because right now GH ratings are going down. Thank you, Andrea. I haven't seen the ratings yet, but I know for the month of February, General Hospital won the ratings sweep. And if it's true that the ratings are down, it is because they need to maybe get rid of some of the boring characters on the show. Thank you. Lucy Lennon wrote, I hope Diane Killer Miller can help Sasha with pending charges and take Gladys down and her gambling buddy doctor. Diane will need Sonny's help. Thank you for your comment, Lucy. Yes, seems like Sonny is going to be busy taking down Mason Gatlin and dealing with Gladys and that psycho doctor friend of hers. L.E. writes, poor Spencer. He was so afraid that Trina would say something negative about her feelings and or their relationship that he was speaking on Turbo Boost to plead his case and let her know they are worth fighting for. I thought that was absolutely adorable. Couldn't help but laugh. I had to rewatch those scenes with them over and over again. GH is finally giving us some good scenes with our favorite up and coming super couple. Thank you so much for your comment, L.E. L.E., our joy may be tempered by sadness, according to the next week's spoilers, where they have Trina and Dex bonding. Thank you. Sonia Met writes, the best thing about yesterday's episode was Spencer's answer to Esme when she called him while he was in the middle of a serious conversation with Trina. He blew off Esme and just hung up the phone. That was Spencer putting Trina first. That was Spencer not having Ace on the brain. It was a beautiful moment of clarity for Sprina. Portia badgering Spencer all the time is not pushing him away from Trina like she wants. The things that she has said to him, especially lately, is waking him up in a way that he is forced to think about how important Trina is to his life. Portia's conversation became a wake-up call about the significance of Trina in his life. He loves Trina and he wants to be with her. He wants to face life with her no matter what they throw at them. You saw how concerned and perturbed that he became when he had to ask Trina the ultimate question of whether he adds to her life or makes it worse. That was a very important moment for them. The question really needed to be asked, and I'm glad that it came from Spencer. In light of Spencer's preoccupation with Ace, he needed to ask himself that question so they can pass the hurdle of Ace and psychotic Esme. I am so happy for Sprina and yesterday's revelation. I will take and rejoice in Sprina moments like that anytime. So, writers, keep them coming. Now, can we all just say amen and hallelujah? Thank you so much for your comments, Sonia. Yeah, that was a very poignant and powerful moment between Sprina, but it looks like the temporary writers, are throwing a monkey wrench into the storyline by having Trina bond with Dex of all people. Thank you. Tamika Brown writes, he is not willing to lose Trina, period. I'm glad they are committed to each other. Just glad they finally talk. Thank you for your comment, Tamika. I'm trying to remain optimistic and upbeat, but next week's spoilers got me a little worried. Thank you. Cindis Christ writes, I noticed that Esme told Alexis it was her first job, but how did she know that unless someone told her? She also says, I thought Spencer seemed somewhat distant with Trina. He said the right things, but his effect and body language were inconsistent with his words. Trina was smiling at him like she didn't notice, but she seemed hesitant when he asked her if they were okay. Thank you so much for your comment, Cindis. I didn't think Spencer appeared distant. I think he was worried about what Portia had said to him, and that he was a little nervous in anticipating Trina's response. Yaya Domo writes, Spencer has been hurt from those he loved, relied on. Trina is true. He is definitely afraid to lose the one secure person in his life. They both have trauma, yet he initiated this important conversation. They both suffered on the Haunted Star and should have been examined when they got back to the States. Thank you, Yaya Domo, for your analysis. I don't know why Laura didn't suggest that Trina and Spencer seek counseling from her husband, Dr. Collins. That was indeed a traumatic experience on the Haunted Star. Trina is reeling from the aftermath of her mother keeping the secret, and Spencer is reeling or dealing with the aftermath of having Esme and Ace live under the same roof. Thank you. L.E. says Spencer was deep in thought. All those things that Portia said to him were knocking around in his head. He is afraid that what Trina's mother said to him is true about him, just bringing trouble and sadness and hurt to her. His body language was on point. He rubbed and caressed her arm, and he held her hand as well. He held her deep in his arms. He was the only impatient to get Trina alone so that he can ask her about all the concerns that manipulative Trina dug up and put on him as food for thought, especially when it comes to walking out of Trina's life as her mother wanted him to do so. Thank you so much for your comment, L.E. Again, I agree that Spencer was grappling with what Portia had said to him, and that he was a little nervous when he got with Trina. Lucy Lennon wrote, my favorite is Marshall Ashford. Thank you, Lucy. I too like Marshall Ashford and all his witty remarks. Thanks. Sandra Cathy writes, wow, particularly everyone that watched GH is asking that they take Esme out of the story. She is like a sore spreading. Yes, thanks for sharing. I love Spencer and Trina as well. You broke everything down perfectly. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. Yes, I would like to see Esme go and bother someone else. Thanks. Marsha Green has a question. She says, where the heck is Zeke? He left with Jordan last week and has not been up to see his sister. Thank you for your comments, Marsha. As I stated to you, Marsha, They need to check the Motel 6. Last time I saw them, they were hot and heavy. And I don't know why Zeke did not appear at the hospital to support Trina and Portia. And where was Jordan when Curtis, her ex-husband, was shot? Thanks. Hot Tan wrote, "It's crazy because on Young and the Restless, they have three interracial couples on the show: Devon and Abby, Lily and Daniel, and Victoria and Nate. I don't understand why this is still a problem. We have progressed so much as having transgender actors and same-sex marriages. So why are interracial couples still taboo? Not sure why GH is having such a problem with Sprina. I thought they wanted ratings, but apparently not." Thank you so much for your comment, Hot Tan. The Sprina storyline garners many ratings for General Hospital. I think they are trying to milk it for what it's worth. But I'm like you. I don't understand why the Sprina storyline is progressing so slowly. Thanks. Hot Tan also says Daytime Drama Queen 2.5, Victoria and Nate as a couple are not being embraced. But that's due to some shady dealings on Nate's part, and Victoria is no saint. But the other two couples are fan favorites, in particular Lily and Daniel. Thanks again, Hot Tan. Good Music writes, "They did the same thing with Whitney and Fox on Passions. The writers would never let them flourish. Thank you for shedding a light on this issue. I love your content. Thank you so much, Good Music." Yeah, I will be including Whitney and Fox from Passions in my next Forbidden Love. So many comments received about couples that I did not include in my first one. Thank you. Lula Allen writes, "I think we need an explanation from the producers on why this happens on every soap involving interracial couples." Thank you so much, Lula. Desma Walker says, "I have heard that rumor as well, but I'm not buying it. Trina is not messy like that for a love triangle. She could barely deal with Rory and Spencer trying to win her affections. She was super conflicted with her emotions. Besides, she wouldn't do that to Joss or Spence. That would be the ultimate betrayal to both of them. And Trina's not that type of person. Besides, after that talk Trina and Spencer had in the hospital, she knows that Spencer does not want to lose her. Plus, when it's all said and done, Trina loves Spencer. Trina and Dex don't have chemistry like that. The most he could do to her is to be a friend once she becomes more familiar with him, because it seems as if they are making Dex into the new Cam. As far as their friendship goes, since Trina and Cam were best friends, now with Spencer, will Spencer get upset and jealous that Dex is getting too chummy with his girl? Of course he would. One thing about Spencer is that he's very territorial over people he cares about, and he definitely cares about Trina. If anything special will step up, Spencer will step up his game and woo Trina like he's supposed to, since he's the man Trina really loves. And he's aware of that fact personally. If it motivates him to give Trina the attention and treatment she deserves, I'm all for it. Jealous Spence is hilarious, and him being jealous over Dex when he can't stand him now is going to have me in stitches. I'll have my drink ready. Thank you so much for that, Desma. Nikki Phillips writes, "Hello, everyone. I do have something to say that you probably are going to get upset with, so please understand I am a Springer fan. But unfortunately, it's not happening at the moment. I've been pissed. I've cried. I've vented to my mom and everyone else that would listen to me, and it's causing me stress. So I had to say to myself, wait a minute, Nicole, this is just a soap opera. Calm down. Because for whatever reason, Spencer is being written in a totally different direction at this point. And maybe it's because he is taking a leave of absence at some point to do Netflix. It seems like they're pushing him and Esme together. He is softening towards her. Now, in my observation lately, he has not been there for Trina in her time of need. He was there twice for 5 minutes. Come on, really? It sucks that this couple is being done this way. Now, my second thing is Dex. I read that Trina and Dex will form some type of close friendship starting next week when she confides in him and Dex confides in her. And let's face it, Dex and Joss don't really get down and really talk. They have sex too much for that. Thank you so much for your comment, Nikki. Nikki, you are right. Calm down. It is a soap opera. I too reference that next week Trina and Dex will bond, but that just may be something to throw us off. After all, they do have temporary writers. So thanks for your comment. Leanne Christian writes, I'm glad Sonny is taking care of business. She also says their knocking boots routine. Leanne is referring to the comment I made when Joss and Dex got together. Thank you so much for your comments, Leanne. Mason don't want none of Sonny. Diane Smith writes, why are they treating Springer like they are? Are they afraid that Springer love scene will be? Diane inserted a slew of fire emojis. LOL. Thank you for your comment, Diane. I don't know why the treatment of the Springer by the writers is like that. I don't know. Maybe they think it will be hot. Thank you. Sarah Smith writes, come on now. Everyone, Frank from General Hospital is playing the racist card with Spencer and Trina. Not under him. Will there be a love scene with interracial couples? Have any of you noticed that when a love scene happens, all are the same color? Thank you so much for that, Sarah. Sarah, I don't know what Frank Valentini or the rest of the General Hospital staff, I don't know what they're doing myself. Thank you. Lucy Lennon responded, sorry, I disagree. There is no racism going on with Spencer Cassadine and Trina Robinson. It's just typical soap opera storyline. No one ends up happily ever after. End of story. Thank you for your response and your comment, Lucy Lennon. Lucy, as I said earlier, I don't know what Frank or the writers at GH are doing. I do believe they are prolonging the Springer storyline because it gets good ratings. And no one does end up happily ever after on the soaps. Thank you, Lucy. Well, you passionate royal family members, that's the end of today's comments. I will have another comment video before the week is out. Send me your thoughts, your comments, and your theories to the Daytime Drama Queen, and we will discuss then. Until then, ta-ta!